Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the world stops. But not the determination of others to be a registered professional. Welcome to our online quiz.
Hello nurses, midwives, and top notchers. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So thank you for subscribing to my channel. And kung bago ka lamang po dito sa aking channel, just click the button below to subscribe. And don't forget to click the bell button for more video updates. At kung natuwa po kayo sa aking mga video uploads, don't forget to like and share the video. And kung gusto nyo po ng mga bagong concept na aking lecture, just comment below yung mga gusto nyo pong matutunan at akin pong gagawan ng lecture videos. So ngayon po ang ating pag-usapan ay about sa ating rabies virus infection, which is common na po na lumalabas sa ating board exam. Let's begin our topic with your rabies infection. So rabies is a neglected tropical disease. So rabies is caused by a virus and not by a bacteria. So your rabies virus causes your inflammation of the brain that causes your encephalitis. So take note that rabies affects the central nervous system of the person and causes your inflammation of the brain known as the encephalitis. So pagtanungin po kayo sa inyong board exam kung ano yung most affected part ng ating katawan sa ating rabies virus infection, your answer is your brain, okay? So mas malapit sa utak or sa brain ng tao ang kinagat ng aso, mas delikado, okay? So mas delikado at mas shorter po ang kanyang incubation period. And next, we have also your vector. So if we say vector, these are the animals or insects that carries the causative agent. So if we say vector for rabies, the principal vector for rabies is your dog, okay? So dogs are the principal vector for rabies infection, accounting to 99% of all human rabies deaths. So take note, dogs are the main source of human rabies deaths, contributing up to 99% of all rabies transmission to humans. But in Americas, bats are now the major source of human rabies deaths. So as dog-mediated transmission has mostly been broken in this region. So worldwide, we have your dogs are the main source of your rabies infection, and in America, bats are the major source of human rabies deaths. Okay? So take note also, nurses and midwives, that bites from rats, rabbits, and other rodents or reptiles does not pose a risk for rabies infection. So, pag kinagat ka ng daga, hindi po yan nagkukos ng rabies, okay? Pag kinagat ka ng rabbit, hindi rin po yan makakapag-cause ng rabies. So, we have only your vector for rabies, known vector for rabies that causes your infection, which are the dogs, cats, bats, monkeys. So, yun lamang po yung mga pwedeng mag-cause or mag-pose a risk for rabies infection. So, again, in your worldwide cases of a rabies infection, dogs are the main source, and in Americas, bats are the major source of human rabies infection. Okay? So the next, we have also your causative agent for your rabies. The causative agent for your rabies infection is the rabies lyssavirus, formerly known as the rabies virus of the rhabdovirus family. Okay? So again, so the causative agent is the virus, while the vector are the dogs, cats, and the bats. Take note, tandaan nyo po yan. So magkaiba po ang ibig sabihin ng vector kay causative agent. So pag tinanong po kayo sa causative agent pwede po yan maging virus, pwede mga bacteria, or mga parasites or protozoan. So don't be confused kapag tinanong kayo sa board exam about causative agent. Kasi pag sinabi po natin causative agent, it's either your viruses, bacteria, protozoan, or parasite, or fungi. Pero pag sinabing vector, vector yung nagdadala ng mga causative agent. So hindi mo pwedeng isagot ang ating mga viruses, bacteria, or microorganisms sa ating vector, kasi yun yung mga causative agents natin. So take note, causative agent are the microorganism that causes the disease, or yung tatawag natin na mga etiologic factor of the disease. Okay? So pag vector naman, yan yung mga nagkikerry ng ating mga bacteria, viruses, or any microorganism that causes the disease. So the causative agent for your rabies virus infection is the rabies lyssavirus from your Rhabdoviridae family. Then next, kapag tinanong naman po kayo sa inyong board exam about the mode of transmission of your rabies infection, so take note that the virus can be transmitted by the saliva of the rabid animal, okay? So the virus can be transmitted by saliva. And also take note that rabies virus is not found in human or animal blood and feces. Thus, these body fluids does not pose a risk for rabies transmission. Only the saliva of the infected animal. So take note, so virus can be transmitted by saliva. Sa blood and feces, rare po na magkaroon po tayo dyan ng ating transmission. Unless kung nagkaroon po tayo dyan ng corneal transplantation or mga liver and renal or kidney transplant. So nagkakaroon din po kasi doon ng cases of transmission pero rare lang po yan. So most of the cases of rabies is caused by your dog bites or animal bites. And if the question in the board is about the incubation period of your rabies, the incubation period of your rabies is 2 to 8 weeks. But typically, it is 2 to 3 months and it may vary from 1 week to 1 year incubation. Okay? So it depends kasi sa ating factors such as the location of the virus and the location of the virus entry and the viral load. So nakadepende po yan kung saan kinagat yung ating pasyente. So take note, nurses, that dog bites in head, face, neck had a shorter incubation period of less than 50 days. So that is a common board question. Linalabas po yan sa board exam. So kapag ikaw ay kinagat sa ulo, sa mukha, at sa inyong leeg, it had a shorter incubation period of less than 50 days. So take note, that is a common board question, that dog bites in head, face, and neck had a shorter incubation period. Sabi ko nga kanina, mas malapit sa utak ng tao, mas delikado kasi meron siyang shorter incubation period of less than 50 days. Okay? So mas mabilis kasi yung pag-travel ng virus papunta sa brain ng tao, which is the most common affected part of your rhabdovirus. Okay? Then next, let's talk about these facts about your rabies. Number one fact is 95% of rabies-associated human deaths are from Asia and Africa. So Asia and Africa are the worst affected continent in terms of human deaths from rabies. Okay? So 95% daw of your rabies-associated human deaths are from Asia and Africa. So rabies is the deadliest zoonotic disease that threatens humans and animals on all continents including Asia, Africa, America, Australia, except Antarctica. Okay? So, wala pong rabies case reported from Antarctica. So, lahat ng kontinente meron pong case of rabies except Antarctica. So, tatandaan niyo po yan. And next, we have also your bat rabies is responsible for the most human rabies deaths in the United States of America and Canada. And nagiging concern na po yan sa Western Europe at saka sa Australia also. Okay? So, bat rabies is responsible for most human rabies deaths in the United States of America and Canada. And another facts about your rabies, 40% of people bitten by suspect rabid animals are children. So, most of children are affected of your rabies. So, under 15 years of age, yan po yung pinaka-common na naapektuhan sa ating rabies virus infection, and it is more common in boys than in women. Again, 40% of people bitten by suspect rabid animals are children under 15 years of age. So, 1/3 of deaths occurs in children below 15 years old in the Philippines. So, tandaan po natin, mas common po na affected yung mga bata sa rabies compared sa mga adults. Why? Kasi hindi po sila nagsasabi kung sila po'y kinagat ng aso, okay? So, yung 40% ng ating rabies virus infection cases ay galing po yan sa mga 15 years old and below, okay? So, 1/3 of deaths occurs in children below 15 years old in the Philippines. So, ang pinaka-average age group po dyan is nasa 5 to 9 years old, and mas common po yan sa mga boys than in girls. Okay? Then next, if the board asks you about the diagnostic test for your rabies, the most common diagnostic test performed here is the direct fluorescent antibody or the DFA test. Okay? So, your DFA test looks for the presence of rabies virus antigen in the brain tissue. And take note that in human rabies, it can be confirmed by intravitam and post-mortem autopsy to check for the presence of Negri bodies. So, post-mortem autopsy naman ang ginagawa natin to confirm your human rabies infection. Okay? To check for the presence of Negri bodies into the brain tissue. Then next, let's talk about the signs and symptoms of your rabies infection. So, in your initial and early signs of your rabies virus infection, we have your flu-like signs and symptoms. So, we have your fever and pain and the unexplained tingling and prickling and burning sensation or the paresthesias at the wound site. So, pagtanangin po kayo sa board exam kung ano po yung pinaka-earliest sign ng rabies infection, your answer is the flu-like symptoms such as fever and pain. Remember, nurses, that there are two forms of your rabies virus infection. So, we have your furious rabies and we have also your paralytic rabies. So, pag sinabi po natin furious rabies, the signs and symptoms here are the following. So, we have your hyperactivity, excitability, and confusion. Okay? So, dito mo rin makikita yung ating manyak habit or yung tatawag natin na climbing of walls. Okay? So, common here also is the hydrophobia and the aerophobia. So, meron po siyang morbid fear of water and the fear of air drafts. Okay? So, yung mga hangin na dumadampi sa pisngi nila, it causes your laryngospasm. So, in your furious type of your rabies, death may occur after a few days due to cardiorespiratory arrest. Okay? So, aside sa ating furious type of rabies, we have also your paralytic type of rabies which accounts to 20% of all human rabies cases. Okay? So, this type of your rabies is less dramatic and more longer po yung kanyang duration or yung incubation period niya. So, longer course of infection kapag ito ay paralytic type of rabies. So, it gradually starts from paralysis to coma, then death. Then next, let's talk about the categories of contact and the recommended post-exposure prophylaxis measures. So, we have your category 1. So, category 1 includes touching, feeding, or licks on intact skin but no exposure. So, kapag ikaw ay nag-aalaga ng hayop or mga animals like your pet na aso or mga pusa at ito ay hinahawakan mo, that is considered now as category 1. Or nagpapakain ka lang, then accidentally dinilaan ng aso or pusa yung intact skin mo, that is considered now as category 1. So, ano pong gagawin natin kapag nasa category 1 ka? So, the recommended post-exposure prophylaxis measure here is to wash the exposed skin surfaces. So, wash the exposed skin surfaces with a running water and a detergent soap. Okay, so for 10 to 15 minutes po dapat. So 10 to 15 minutes, you must wash the exposed skin surface with detergent soap and running water. And take note, nurses and midwives, that in your category 1, no post-exposure prophylactic measure is required. So wala po tayo ditong gagawin na vaccination or immunization ng anti-rabies vaccine at saka ng ating rabies immunoglobulin. So wala pa po ditong injection. So pinaka first aid natin kapag ikaw ay nagkaroon ng exposure sa ating mga animals by touching, feeding, or licks on the intact skin, ang gagawin mo dito is to immediately wash the skin surfaces with your detergent soap and running water for 10 to 15 minutes. Then next, we have also your category 2. Pag sinabi po natin category 2, it includes your nibbling of the uncovered skin with or without bruising or hematoma. So pag sinabi po natin nibble bites, ang nibble bites, ito yung mga pagkagat na hindi bumabaon yung ngipin. Okay? Meron man or walang hematoma or pasa, that is considered as category 2. And other than your nibble bite, we have also your minor scratches or abrasions without bleeding or kahit yung mga pinipilit na paduguin, that is still under your category 2. So, ang gagawin po natin dito sa ating category 2 dog bite is to wash the wound immediately with detergent soap and running water for 10 to 15 minutes. Then, lagyan natin ng povidone iodine. Okay? So, povidone iodine as your virucidal agent. So, we have also your immediate vaccination of your anti-rabies vaccine, yung mga active vaccines natin contra rabies, at yung pagturok din ng anti-tetanus or tetavax for your prevention of your secondary wound bacterial infection. So, pagtanungin sa board exam kung ano pa yung gamot na ibibigay natin or pre-prescribe ng doktor para maiwasan natin yung ating bacterial infection sa ating dog bite site, that is the tetavax or the tetanus injection. So, lumalabas din po yun sa board exam. So, bukod sa ating anti-rabies active vaccine, tinuturukan din natin dito yung pasyente ng anti-tetanus. Okay? Anti-tetanus to prevent your wound infection caused by your dog bites. Okay? So, in your category 2 and category 1, wala po ditong RIG or yung tinatawag natin na rabies immunoglobulin na ini-inject. So, only active vaccines ang ini-inject natin sa category 2 and the injection of your anti-tetanus to prevent your wound infection. Then next, we have also your category 3 dog bites. So in your category 3, meron tayo ditong single or multiple transdermal bites or scratches. So pag meron po tayo mga multiple bites or single bites, that is considered as category 3. Or any contamination of the mucous membrane of your eyes or your mouth, or broken skin with the saliva from animals, and also your animal leaks, that is considered as category 3. And also the exposure due to direct contact with bats, like yung mga pumapasok sa ating mga sa mga kuweba, that is category 3 na rin po yan. Okay? So puncture wounds, lacerations, avulsions in the upper part of the body is considered as category 3. So we have also your unprotected handling of infected carcasses, that is also category 3. So take note, any wound site or any bite in your upper part of the body, including your hands, your face, your neck, and your head, that is categorized as category 3. So ano pong gagawin natin kapag ikaw ay nasa category 3 dog bite? So number 1 is to wash the wound immediately pa rin with your detergent soap and your running water for 10 to 15 minutes. Then kapag meron pong sugat, pwede po natin siyang i-paint with povidone iodine as your virucidal agent. So after nating malinisan ang sugat niya with your povidone iodine also, you must inject immediate injection of your active anti-rabies vaccine. Okay? So immediate immunization of your active anti-rabies vaccine and the injection of your passive immunization like your rabies immunoglobulins, like the human rabies immunoglobulin and the equine rabies immunoglobulin. Again, ulitin ko, pag category 3, doon lang po tayo magbibigay ng passive vaccination. So, sa category 2, ang binibigay natin na bakuna doon is active vaccines. Sa category 3, bibigyan natin siya ng active vaccine at saka passive vaccine. Ano ba yung mga passive vaccine? Para malaman ninyo na passive ang bakuna, ang passive vaccine ay nagtatapos sa mga immunoglobulins. So, basta immunoglobulin, it provides passive immunity. So, tandaan nyo po yan. So, immunoglobulin provides passive immunity. While yung may mga cell embryo vaccines natin, like your purified chick embryo at saka yung duck embryo cell vaccine, yun yung mga examples natin ng ating active vaccine. So, yun po yun. So, pag category 3, wash the wound immediately and paint with povidone iodine. Then, pwede rin tayo magturok dito ng anti-tetanus. Then, inject your active anti-rabies vaccine and your passive anti-rabies vaccine, including your rabies immunoglobulin immediately after vaccination of your anti-rabies vaccine. So, let's talk about your two types of your rabies vaccine. Number 1, we have your active immunization. So, pag sinabi po nating active immunization, this immunization is administered to induce the antibody and T-cell production in order to neutralize the rabies virus in the body. So, it induces our active immune response in 7 to 10 days after vaccination, which may persist for 2 to 3 years provided that primary immunization is completed. So, ibig pong sabihin yan, after mong ma-receive yung ating active vaccine, your immune system will respond in 7 to 10 days. And kapag may ma-develop man na immunity against rabies dito, it may persist for 2 to 3 years. Okay? So, example of your anti-rabies in your active immunization is the anti-rabies tissue culture vaccine or yung tinatawag natin na TCV. So, under your tissue cultured vaccine, we have your most commonly used in the Philippines, we have your purified varicocele rabies vaccine and the purified chick embryo cell vaccine. So, we have your purified varicocele rabies vaccine or the PVRV, which can be administered via intradermal and the intramuscular route. Okay? So, pag ibibigay mo po yung ating purified varicocele rabies vaccine or the PVRV via intradermal, ang ibibigay po natin dyan na dosage is 0.1 ml. Kapag ituturok naman po natin siya na via IM or the intramuscular route, it is 0.5 ml. So take note, the required number of visits for your immunization here is up to 4 visits and the number of doses per visit is 2 doses of 0.1 ml. So next, you have also your purified chick embryo cell vaccine or the PCECV, which is 1 ml per vial po yan. So, pag ibibigay mo po siya via intradermal route, that is 0.1 ml. Pag ibibigay mo naman siya via IM or the intramuscular route, that is 1 ml. Again, pag intradermal po yung ating PCECV, that is 0.1 ml. At kapag ito naman is intramuscular, that is 1 ml. So, number of visit required pa rin is 4 and number of your intradermal doses per visit is 0.1 ml. Tandaan niyo po yan. So, 0.1 ml. So, 1 dose shall be given on each deltoid in days 0, 3, and 7. And the gauge of the needle used here is 27. So, for intradermal injection, use gauge 27. And take note, injection via intradermal shall create at least 3 millimeters of whale. Okay, a minimum of 3 millimeters whale formation. If the vaccine is accidentally injected subcutaneous or intramuscular, you must repeat the dose. Okay, so yun po yung ating anti-rabies tissue culture vaccine, the purified verocell rabies vaccine, at saka yung purified chick embryo cell vaccine. And also take note, yung ating purified duck embryo cell vaccine is also an active immunization din po siya. So yung ating duck embryo, that is also an active immunization. The next, number 2, we have also your passive immunizations. So ang ating passive immunization, we have your HRIG and the ERIG. Basta IG, that is your passive immunization. We have your human rabies immunoglobulin, kasi ang ibig sabihin ng IG sa huli. And yung ERIG naman, that is the equine rabies immunoglobulin. At take note, tinatanong po yan kung saan galing yung ating equine rabies immunoglobulin. Galing po yan, derived po yan sa horses, okay? Sa mga kabayo po yan. Equine rabies immunoglobulin. So it is derived from horses, okay? So for your HRIG and your ERIG, ang ginagamit po natin dito is your IM injection, intramuscular injections na ating ini-infiltrate around the wound, okay? So, lumalabas po yan sa board exam. So, lumabas na po yan kapag ito ay mga rabies immunoglobulin, it is injected via intramuscular injection. So, it is infiltrated around the wounds. So, ang ating pagbibigay dyan is 20 international unit per kilogram sa ating human rabies immunoglobulin and 40 international unit per kilogram naman sa ating equine rabies immunoglobulin. So, yung ating rabies immunoglobulin ay binibigay natin simultaneous after natin maiturok yung ating active vaccine at day 0. Okay? So, day 0. So, itong immunoglobulins natin na ito, mga rabies immunoglobulin, ay pwede mo po siyang iturok within the first 7 days after your dog bite. So, within first 7 days lang po yan. Kasi after 7 days, hindi na po yan magiging effective kasi nakakabuo na yung katawan mo ng ating antibody after ng active immunization. So, ang gauge ng needle na ginagamit natin dyan is gauge 23 or 24. 1 inch length po yung needle na ginagamit natin for your IM injection for your passive vaccines for rabies. Okay? So, again, so HRIG and ERIG, these are considered as passive immunizations. Then next, let's talk about your priority nursing diagnosis for your rabies infection. So take note, nurses, that the priority nursing diagnosis here is the ineffective breathing pattern due to or related to asphyxia. And kapag wala po kayo nakitang ineffective breathing pattern sa board exam, you can also answer the risk for aspiration. Okay? So risk for aspiration due to your laryngospasm caused by your hydrophobia. Okay? So next, we have your interventions in case of dog bite. So we have your mnemonics here. We have your WASH mnemonics. W stands for your wash immediately. So the first aid is to wash immediately with detergent, soap, and running water for 15 minutes. Alam nyo naman na po yan. So, letter A, avoid suction or tandok. Yung tandok po yan ay yung ating traditional treatment for your rabies, pero hindi po yan ina-advocate ng ating DOH, okay? So, yung tandok ay pinagbabawal po. Ang tandok ay yan yung paggamit ng sungay ng mga usa or mga kambing para isaction po yung sugat, okay? Para matanggal daw yung rabies na kanilang pinaniniwalaan. Then, do not apply also your garlic and hot stones or yung batong balani, okay? Again, so letter A, avoid suction, avoid tandok, garlic, and hot stone into your bite site. And letter S, shots of anti-tetanus for wound or the Tetavax to prevent bacterial wound infection. And letter H, have an anti-rabies injection. Kapag category 2, active vaccine lang ang binibigay natin. Kapag category 3 naman, that is active vaccine and the passive vaccines. Okay? So, yun po yung ating tatandaan. You have your mnemonics here. WASH is our mnemonics for your bite site intervention. Wash immediately, avoid suction, tandok, garlic, and hot stone. Then, shot of anti-tetanus is required to prevent your wound infection like your Tetavax, and have an anti-rabies injection in case of your category 2 and category 3 dog bites. Then last, we have your preventive measure for your rabies infection. So we have your mnemonics here. We have your rabies mnemonics. So letter R stands for responsible pet ownership as stated in your RA 9482 or the Anti-Rabies Act of the Philippines. Okay? So responsible pet ownership. Then next, we have also your A, anti-rabies immunization of pets yearly. Okay? So dapat yearly pong nababakunahan yung mga pusa, mga aso natin or mga alaga natin starting at the age of 3 months, yearly po yan na nababakunan. And mas sigurado po na protektado po sila kapag may booster doses po sila ng anti-rabies. And next, letter B, bath and feed with safe, clean food and water. Dapat malinis po ang kanilang tinutulugan, iniinom at saka kinakain. Kasi take note, yung ating virus or yung rabies virus ay nasa environment lang po yan. And letter I, immediately wash the bite site for 15 minutes with detergent, soap, and running water. Yan po ang unang-una mong gagawin kapag meron po tayong dog bites, okay? And letter E, ensure that pets are not roaming in the street. So, do not unleash your pets into the public places. Bawal po yan. Kailangan nakatali yung mga aso. So, tali mo ang aso mo kasi meron po tayong batas dito. We have RA 9482 or the Anti-Rabies Prevention Act of the Philippines. And letter S, support or mobilize community participation. Again, so for preventive measure for rabies, you have your rabies mnemonics, responsible pet ownership. Sagot mo kung ano man ang gagawin ng aso mo. So, you are accountable to the action of your pets. Okay? So, pag nakakagat po yung inyong aso or ng inyong alaga, so kailangan nyo pong samahan yung ating victim sa pagpapa-inject ng anti-rabies and sasagutin mo din lahat ng mga medical expenses niya. That is stated under your RA 9482 at lumabas na po yan sa board exam. And letter A, anti-rabies immunization of pets yearly starting age 3 months. And letter B, bath and feed your pets with safe, clean food and water. And letter I, immediately wash bites for 15 minutes with your running water and detergent soap. And letter E, ensure that your pets are not roaming in the street. So do not unleash your pets in the public places. And letter S, support or mobilize community participation. And yun po yung ating preventive measure for your rabies prevention. And take note, so pagtanungin ka sa board exam kung kailan po yung ating National Rabies Awareness Month that is celebrated every March, okay? So Marso po ang ating Rabies Awareness Month and World Rabies Day is September 28. So take note also that the target of your WHO and the DOH roadmap is to be a rabies-free or zero rabies by year 2030. Okay? So take note that rabies is a vaccine-preventable disease and vaccinating dogs is the most cost-effective strategy for preventing rabies in people. So that's all for your rabies infection. Thank you for your watching.
Thank you.